Hi, everyone, and welcome to Yoga for Dads with Sunflower Yoga Works. My name is Sarah, and I am the owner of SYW, which is an online yoga and fitness studio. And today's class, I actually designed with my own dad in mind. So I am creating this video for anybody who is a beginner to yoga, who wants to learn a little bit more about the practice and the benefits, but is completely new to the practice of yoga and is just trying to inch in some small introductory increments. And so today's class is going to be a short 20-minute beginner-friendly sequence. We're going to focus primarily on the upper body. So we'll do some later videos that will focus on other areas of the body. Today we're talking about upper body. And just a few quick things before we get started. So first of all, you'll see I'm sporting my University of Michigan gear, Go Blue. You will want to wear something comfortable and sort of movement friendly for today's practice. So make sure that you're wearing something you can breathe and move in. Additionally, if you have a yoga mat, that's great. Go ahead and put it out. If you don't have a mat, then I'm going to recommend that you do this practice on a hard floor with bare feet. That way you can still get some traction against the ground. You're not slipping on the carpet or in your socks. So set up in a place where you can get some traction. And then finally, you may also wish to do this practice standing near a wall. As with any yoga practice, we will be talking a lot about balance today. And so if at any point you start to wobble, it might be nice to have the wall nearby just so you can catch yourself and then jump right back in. So keeping those things in mind, we are going to start today's practice in a standing position. So once you are ready, meet me in stand. And again, we're focusing on upper body muscles today, and we're going to start paying attention to the head and neck. So building a tall standing position, this is called our mountain pose. We're rooting down through the feet, standing nice and tall. Taking a moment to think about stacking the joints for a tall posture. So we're stacking the knees directly over the ankles, the hips directly over the knees, the shoulders directly over the hips, and the chin is level to the floor, arms resting gently by your side. And before we begin any movement here, just take one nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really let it go. Just starting to feel present here on your mat. Noticing any points of tension in the body, any areas of soreness or where you feel tight. Using these deep cleansing breaths to start to relieve that tension. Inhaling that new, fresh, clean air. And exhaling to let go of anything that does not suit you today. And as we continue to breathe deeply, we'll start with a gentle head roll, dropping the right ear over toward your right shoulder. Slowly rolling the chin down toward the chest. And then switching left ear over to left shoulder. And we'll take this a few times back and forth, drawing the chin down to the chest in the center. Continuing to stand with a nice tall posture, feeling rooted into the ground beneath us with both feet. Maybe feeling a slight tuck of the tailbone, the abdominals engaged to keep us with a nice tall spine. And we'll just take one more head roll on each side, slowly evening out the right and left. Gently bringing the chin back down to the chest for one final moment here. Feel that length through the back of the neck. And then go ahead and return the chin level to the floor. We'll start with some shoulder rolls as we bring the shoulders up by the ears and then pull them back and down. You can involve the lower body here as well as you bend into the knees at the start of the roll and lengthen them as you bring the shoulders back and down. We'll just do 2 more rolls in this direction. Go ahead and switch. Now rolling the shoulders up and then forward. Good. Good. Just keeping a gentle bend in the knees, full body engagement here. 2 more rolls in this direction. And at the end of the last one, we'll now start with a full arm circle. So taking the arms all the way forward, up, and then back behind us. Again, keeping the lower body engaged here as well. We bend the knees at the start of the roll and lengthen them at the top. Engage the belly here, hugging that belly button in toward the spine, feeling the abdominals begin to work. And at the end of the next circle, we will switch, taking the arms forward and down. Good. Full range of motion here, lots of energy through the fingertips. Continuing to take those nice deep breaths. So we're never holding the breath. We are always either taking an inhale or an exhale, feeling that deep cleansing breath move through the body. Nice work. As the arms come back down by your sides, go ahead and keep them there. We'll take a shoulder stretch as we bring the right arm across the chest, using this left hand to pull it across a little bit more, keeping energy in the fingertips. Maybe you choose to take the left ear over to the left shoulder, adding a neck stretch in as well. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Gently release the stretch. Now taking that right arm all the way up and over for a tricep stretch. So I'm using my left hand against my right elbow to pull that right arm in toward the midline of the body. And if I turn around, you'll see that I'm taking my fingertips, reaching them down toward my upper back here. And the further that you reach that arm down, the bigger stretch you will get in this tricep muscle. Remember to protect the head and neck here by keeping a little space between your chin and your chest. So we're not letting the head collapse, but we're maintaining that space. Nice long neck, long spine. Just 2 more breaths here. And then gently release. We'll take these 2 stretches on the other side. So now bringing that left arm across the chest, using that right arm to pull it a bit further across, getting a shoulder stretch on the left side, lots of energy in the fingertips here. Maybe you choose to take the right ear over to the right shoulder if that felt good on the first side, bringing some length to that left side of the neck. And just take 3 more breaths here. Gently release from your stretch. We'll take this left arm all the way up and over, using the right hand against the elbow to pull the arm further in toward the midline of the body. Again, we're reaching those left fingertips down the back here toward in between the shoulder blades, remembering to keep some space between the chin and the chest, feeling that length through the tricep muscle. Nice work. Gently release from your tricep stretch. You can shake it out a little bit, turning toward the top of your space. So if you have a mat, the mat is extending out behind you. If you don't, just make sure that you have enough space behind you as we come into a little bit of a yoga flow here. We're going to take some half sun salutations. So on your inhale, bring the arms up high overhead. On the exhale, take your right arm forward and your left arm back, coming into a twist. On the inhale, bring both arms back overhead. And exhale, twist the other way. So left arm forward, right arm back. We'll do that again. Inhale through the center. Exhale, right arm forward. Inhale through center. And exhale, left arm forward. Inhale back through the center. And this time on the exhale, we start to fold forward at the hips, taking your hands up above your knees. So resting them on top of the legs as we let the upper body hang down. And the goal here, you can keep as much of a bend in the knees as you need as we really start to release the weight of the upper body down. So we're getting a stretch through the lower back, should feel good there. Send some breath to that area. Really working to release the weight of the head down, so no tension in the head or neck. And if it feels okay to release the hands toward the ground, you totally can. If it feels better on the back, the spine, to keep the hands above the knees, you're welcome to do that as well. Let's take 3 deep breaths right here in our forward fold. On your next inhale, regardless of where the arms are, we're going to pull the belly button in as we lengthen through the spine, finding a flat back. And again, you can use the hands above the knees for support here. Maybe the hands are dangling toward the ground. Either way, belly button is hugging in to help us find this long spine, feeling a bit of engagement through the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, lengthening from tailbone through the top of the head. Take one more inhale here, and on the exhale, we release all the way back down to our fold. Weight of the head comes down. On your inhale, take a bend in the knees as we come all the way back up to stand. Take the arms overhead at the top, big reach. And on the exhale, we pull the hands through heart center, finding this sort of prayer position, pressing the palms together, feeling the upper back engage as we open through the chest. Good. Let's take this again. On the inhale, bringing the arms overhead. Exhale, take the right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale through center. And exhale to switch. Moving right on this time. Inhale through center. On the exhale, we fold forwards, either with the hands above the legs or dangling toward the ground. Inhale to lift the spine halfway, find a flat back, engage the belly. And exhale, release to your fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Take the arms overhead at the top. And exhale, pull the hands through heart center. On the inhale, we bring the arms high overhead. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale through center. And exhale to switch. Inhale through center. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lift the spine halfway. Find a flat back. And exhale, release to your fold. Once again, we're going to hang out in our fold for an extra moment here. And as we're in this fold, now that we've been here a few times, I want you to think about really bringing the upper body closer to the lower body. So regardless of where your hands are here, can you bring your chest closer to the tops of your legs? And as you do that, can you also lift your tailbone up toward the sky so that you feel that lengthening all the way down the back side of the body here, in the low back, the spine, and also through the backs of the legs. Remember, no weight in the head or neck here. You can even shake the head yes and no to make sure there's no tension there. We'll take 2 more deep breaths in our forward fold. Taking a bend in the knees, we'll slowly roll to stand. Bring the arms overhead at the top. Big inhale. Exhale to pull the hands through heart center. And from here, we'll move into a few more traditional yoga poses. Keeping the right leg where it is, you can take your hands to your hips, step your left leg back, and we're going to plant our back heel so that the left toes are facing the side of our space while the right toes are facing forward. We're bending into the right knee as we lengthen through the left, building a warrior two position with the lower body. Now take a moment to make sure that your right knee is tracing over your right toes. So we don't want this right knee folding in. We also don't want it rolling out. We want the knee to be centered directly over the ankle and the toes on this right side. When you look at your left leg, we want to see that we're lengthening through this left leg. So pressing toward the back of the knee here, feeling the left quadricep engage as we lengthen. And then also pressing into the mat with that knife edge of our left foot. So the outer side of the foot is really pressing down to give us some stability in the lower body. Once you have the lower body set, we'll lengthen the arms out to a T, bringing the gaze over your right middle finger for this full warrior two position. Now, keeping the lower body right where it is, I know that right leg might be burning. We're going to build some heat here in the legs. We'll start to flow in the upper body. So on your inhale, bring the arms overhead, follow with the gaze. And then exhale, pull the hands through heart center. Again, press the palms together to feel the upper back engage as we open the chest. Inhale, lengthen the arms back overhead. And exhale the arms out to a T. Gaze is toward the right middle finger. On the inhale, arms come up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Good. Don't give up on that right leg. Inhale the arms high. And exhale out to a T. We have one more just like that. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lengthen overhead. And exhale, arms to a T. Nice work. On the inhale, we lengthen through that right leg, yay. We're going to take the hands back to the hips and now turn the right toes so that they are also facing the side edge of your space. And you might want to narrow your stance a little bit here so that you're not feeling any discomfort in the ankles. We basically just want the legs to be wider than the hips, however wide of a stance is going to feel comfortable for you today. Once you're there, we're going to take an inhale at the top, broaden through the chest. And then on the exhale, hinge forward at your hips, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. And if your arms do not comfortably reach toward the ground, I want you to borrow from ragdoll pose here. So grabbing for opposite elbows as we let the upper body dangle, weight of the head releases, just like we were doing in our traditional forward fold with our more narrow stance. Continue to breathe deeply here, feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs, through the lower back. But remember, we are focusing on upper body here. So take this opportunity to really feel the weight of the upper body pulling you down closer to the mat. And as you do that, if you feel like you can comfortably reach toward the ground, you're welcome to. You may even choose to reach for your ankles if that is accessible to you today in our wide-legged fold. And we'll take just about 3 more breaths wherever you are. At the end of the next breath, bring your hands back to your hips and engage your core muscles to pull you all the way back up to stand. Yay. Coming to stand, turn your right toes back toward the top edge of your space. And then we're going to take a big step up with this left leg, returning to our mountain pose or our tall standing position at the top of our mat. Getting ready to take this same flow on the other side. Now I'm going to turn to the other edge of my space so that I'm still facing you as we move into our warrior two position. So you can reposition on your mat if you need to. And then from here, we'll keep the left foot where it is. Hands can be at the hips. Step your right leg toward the back edge of your space. building this warrior two position as we open the hips toward our side of our mat. Left toes are pointing forwards as the right toes face this side edge. Checking in with this stance in the lower body, make sure that the left knee is tracking directly over the toes. It's not inside, it's not outside, it's right there in the middle. On this right leg, we want to engage the quadricep as we lengthen through this right side, pressing the outer edge of the foot down into the ground so we feel really rooted through both of the legs here. Standing tall through the upper body, when you're ready, we'll go ahead and take the arms out to a T, bringing the gaze over the left middle finger for our full warrior two position. Now, just as we did on our first side, we'll keep the lower body where it is, building some heat in that left quadricep as we start to flow in the upper body. So on your inhale, bring the arms high overhead, follow with the gaze. Exhale, pull the hands through heart center, press those palms together, engage the upper back. Inhale, lengthen back overhead. And exhale, arms to a T, gaze over that front hand. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep that bend in the left knee. Don't give up there. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, arms to a T. Nice work. We have one more here. Inhale, lengthen overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, arms to a T. Nice work. From here, we inhale, lengthen through that left leg. Yay. Turning the toes as we bring the hands back to the hips. Once again, you can shorten your stance here as we prepare for a wide-legged forward fold. This time, I'm going to offer a different arm variation. You can take it or leave it depending on how your shoulders are feeling today. So if you want to get a bigger shoulder opener in this second fold, maybe you're going to take your hands and interlace them behind your back so that as we fold, you can start to lift the arms up off of the back, getting a big opening through the front of the shoulder. So if you'd like to take that option, we'll start with the hands here. If not, you can always keep the hands at the hips. Either way, we're taking an inhale at the top. And then exhale, hinge forward at the hips, letting the upper body come down. If you have the hands bound, we're starting to lift the hands up off of the lower back as much as is comfortable in the chest and shoulders today. If you don't have the bind, you can once again take that ragdoll position, grabbing for opposite elbows. Maybe you reach toward the floor or grab for the ankles. Wherever you are, we're going to take 5 deep breaths here. And I want this to be the 5 deepest breaths you've taken thus far in our practice today. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, let it go. 4 more. Last breath here. Taking the hands to the hips from wherever they are. We will hug the belly button in as we pull all the way back up to stand. Use the abdominals to get you there. Once you're at the top, turn the left toes back toward the front of your space. Take this right leg, pull it up to meet the left, and we meet back in a standing position. Nice work, everybody. That is the end of our practice today. We will finish our class with 3 big breaths together. So standing nice and tall on your mat, find that tall posture we talked about right at the beginning of class today, stacking all the joints on top of one another, open through the shoulders and chest. On the inhale, bring the arms overhead. And exhale, release them by the sides. We'll take 2 more just like that. Inhale up. And exhale, release. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, release it down. shake it out a little bit. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you again for Yoga for Dads with Sunflower Yoga Works. Thank you.